This is WNEP TV 16, the news station. Now, Nolan Johannes, Karen Harch, Jack Ruland in Skycam 16, meteorologist Tom Clark with his backyard forecast, and Tim Carlson Sports. This is Newswatch 16.
State and local officials looked at a rat problem today in Taylor. Some residents in the Lackawanna County Borough have been complaining that rats are coming from a landfill nearby where garbage is being dumped. But the officials today disagreed.
They have a place to live, and they have a food source and water. And then they're just living off of the people, and the yards are on here right now.
Taylor Borough officials tell us while the landfill is too far away to be a problem here, there is garbage on adjacent land to the homes where the rat problem is. But other problems are residents keeping open dog food outside and wood piles not being raised off the ground. Taylor Borough will continue to trap and kill the rats and will try to clean up the property near the affected homes.
A grand jury has indicted the 4 men accused of trying to pull off a dramatic escape at the federal prison near Lewisburg. You may remember the scene earlier this month after federal authorities foiled the prison escape plan before it ever got off the ground. The FBI says the scheme was to break out organized crime boss Stephen Vento Sr. and another inmate. The 4 men who have been indicted include Vento's 18-year-old son Stephen and James Dickerson, who police say masterminded the plan. Also indicted a man from Arkansas and another from San Diego. Since Dickerson is from Rochester, New York, the trial for all 4 men will be held there.
When Newswatch 16 continues, we'll tell you how you can help kids who need your support.
Plus, an area doctor who helped solve a medical mystery that was killing Legionnaires.
It's the racing showdown we've been waiting for between old Spick and Span
and new no-rinse Spick and Span.
And they're off.
Heck, Don, I gotta say, I'm real impressed with new no-rinse Spick and Span. It's got the same great cleaning power, but doesn't streak like you-know-who.
They're in the home stretch.
And old Spick and Span, in a tailspin, it's going back to rinse.
That makes new Spick and Span our winner. It's faster to the finish because there's no rinsing.
If a romp down a road like this doesn't make sense to you, then this car probably won't either. The new generation Mazda RX-7 pours out power as smooth as silk, as only a rotary can. And nothing has a more advanced suspension system. You can pay a whole lot more for a sports car and still not have this much fun.
Say, aren't you the driver of this new RX-7? Hi.
Hi.
Motor Trend Magazine's Import Car of the Year, Mazda RX-7.
It'll be 10 years ago tomorrow that the first case of Legionnaire's disease broke out after some Legion members stayed in a Philadelphia hotel. The pneumonia-like disease turned out to be fatal in 20 to 40% of the cases. Newswatch 16's Dan Fiorucci reports we now know how to cure Legionnaire's disease, thanks in part to 2 local people, an area doctor and a patient.
You felt as if you was going out.
As if you were dying.
Yeah, on that order.
To most of us, Legionnaire's disease is just a name. To Sam Lee, it's a personal nightmare.
And then a buddy come in, and he said, Sam, he said, you've got to go to a doctor. I said, you look like hell.
10 years ago, Sam came down with Legionnaire's disease. So did his friend, who later died from it.
Yep. Yeah, Bill Baird was a real good friend.
Sam Lee did not know it then, but he would turn out to be a key link in the chain of events that eventually led to the solving of the Legionnaire's disease mystery. Lee checked into Bloomsburg Hospital and was examined by this man, Dr. Ernest Campbell.
We just got to check you over here a little bit.
Dr. Campbell learned there were 2 others in the hospital with the same mystery lung disease.
All 3 people had Legionnaire's disease. All 3 were at Bellevue Stratford.
That turned out to be the key. Dr. Campbell called health authorities who combed the Bellevue Stratford Hotel. They found a deadly bacteria in stagnant water near the hotel's air conditioning system. As a result of that discovery, maintenance men today are careful about placing disinfectants in air conditioning systems to prevent new outbreaks like the one that killed 29 Legionnaires a decade ago.
Of course, I feel a great deal of satisfaction from it. I feel a lot of pride for the Bloomsburg Hospital because we are a small hospital and do a good job.
Dan Fiorucci, Newswatch 16, Bloomsburg.
An unusual art exhibit is being held at College Misericordia in Dallas. For the first time ever, the college in Luzerne County is hosting an exhibit where all of the artwork was done by state prison inmates. It's called Reflection from Within. It's a chance for the inmates to not only display their work, but give us a better understanding of prison inmates. The exhibit is free and open weekdays through next Thursday at College Misericordia. Some of the artists are inmates at the state prison near Dallas. And as Newswatch 16's Mark Davis reports, nearly 50 inmates working on high school and college educations there saw their hard work pay off today.
The motto for inmates involved with the educational program at the state prison at Dallas is, education is the key to success. And for these men, that key has unlocked a whole new world. 41 inmates received their high school diplomas this afternoon, while 8 others now have their associate college degrees. But for one, Michael Vaccarello, he now has a second college degree. He's got a degree in data processing to go along with his social science degree. Mike, who's serving a life sentence for murder, has been one of the leaders in the push for education behind bars.
It's going to keep men out of jail, and that's what's important. If you send them to jail and they sit idle for 5 years, they go back out in the same area, and they come back to jail. But if you send them out with an education and a skill, they can get a job, and they can become productive citizens and re-enter society.
The biggest and newest part of the program is this $50,000 mini IBM computer, which has been given to the prison for the college program. It replaces much smaller personal computers and is 16 times larger and stores much more information. The plan is to use this computer to help with basic education and illiteracy inside prison walls.
You might be wondering just how successful this educational program has been. 11 men that have graduated have gone on to the outside world, and of those 11, no one has ever returned to jail. Mark Davis, Newswatch 16, the state prison at Dallas.
And the weekend weather watch is next with our meteorologist, Paul Hepner.
And he's live at St. Joe's Festival in Lackawanna County. Hi there, Paul.
Hi, Karen and Nolan, and we're having a great time here tonight. As you can tell behind me, we have the speedball pitch. Certainly a lot of activities here tonight, and a lot of folks are wondering whether or not they're going to be rained on. We'll check that out in a weather watch in just a second. But you're watching Newswatch 16 on WNEP TV, and we're proud to serve Mount Carmel and all of Northumberland County.
Get out of the heat and jump into a deal. July is jumping. Toyota's jumping. The deals are jumping at your Toyota dealers. Deals on your favorite wheels. Deals on Celicas, Camrys, Cressidas. Deals on Tercels, Toyota's lowest price car. Deals on MR2s, even Supras. Deals on the biggest selection of Toyotas ever. Deals that may not come your way again. Grab some deals on your favorite wheels. Cause now July is jumping.
For Lipton Iced Tea, here's Chris Everett Lloyd.
Getting away from it all isn't easy. I just can't get my mind off my work. But when I'm not playing, all I want to think about is the sun and a cool, great-tasting drink. There's only one, the best, Lipton Iced Tea. Any way you like it, it's the best-tasting tea I know. That tastes so good. This is the life.
Well, a week-long ban on swimming at Goldsboro State Park in Monroe County has been lifted. The park tests the lake water each week as required by state law, and park officials last week thought a flock of geese on the lake may have affected the last test with a high bacteria count. Whatever it was, it's no longer a problem, and swimming is again permitted at Goldsboro State Park.
That is, if the weather holds up for any swimming or any other outdoor activity. How about it, Paul Hepner?
Well, I think we do run the risk of a couple of scattered showers, not only this evening, but throughout the weekend. But right now, the evening looks fairly good. Keep an umbrella handy just in case you get hit by one of those showers. With me right now is Neil Elko. Neil, this is the speedball here. What does the money go for at St. Joseph Center?
It goes towards the children of the area.
That's great. Mind if I take a pitch?
No, go ahead.
Okay, Karen, and I'll watch it. Nolan Ryan of Scranton is about ready to throw here. Okay, he winds up and... Uh-oh, 45 miles an hour. Looks like we got a little bit of work to do before the summer's over. Here's a look at the weather watch right now. Let's slide right into the currents across the area, and we're looking at an 90-degree reading by Kimberly Byerman from Lehighton. Debbie Urbanski from State College reports 84 degrees, cloudy skies out that way. And Mary Beth Ertz from Plymouth in Luzerne County has a sunshiny 88. Now, the backyard temperature is also up into the 80s at the current hour, 82 degrees. The relative humidity is 69%, a very muggy evening. You can slice a knife through this stuff. The wind from the south at 7 miles per hour, and the barometer 30.05 inches. It's falling. Today's high was 83. The low temperature last night at 69 degrees. The records are 96 and 48. In the background there, you're looking at a live picture of the fair here at St. Joseph's Center. And I think the folks are getting hungry. It's dinner time. Here's a look right now at the satellite picture. And we're looking at a lot of clouds along the east coast. We'll put some fronts on that picture for you. And we'll be looking at a cold front that's coming down from the northwest. That cold front has some showers and thunderstorms with it. Cloudy day up atop Mount Washington, where the temperature was 56 degrees and dense fog, but a little further away in Caribou, Maine, 90. Now, as we check out the latest radar, we see a shower has moved out of the Poconos into New York State, but there are more showers and thunderstorms firing out to the west. You see them out by State College and up through northwestern Pennsylvania. They are moving in our general direction, and they will be scattered about not only tonight, but tomorrow as well. A wider view of radar shows that they are even further out to the west, in Ohio, in Indiana with that cold front. So indeed, we do run about a 50-50 chance of showers not only tonight, but into tomorrow. And you also do notice some beneficial rains down to the southeast. Weekend travel shows that cold front coming down. It'll be in the mid-80s from Boston down through Philadelphia, 90 by the Jersey Shore, partly sunny skies tomorrow afternoon, thunderstorms. Better chance of showers and thunderstorms over our region here as that cold front moves to the south. Here's the local forecast. Damp and murky tonight. Temperatures will stay in the 70s. Here in Dunmore at St. Joseph's Center, 72 later on tonight with scattered showers, 72 Wagner, and 73 in Montgomery. Look at our sunrise and sunset times. It goes like this. Tomorrow morning at 5:53 and sunset 3 minutes shy of 8:30. The Weather Watch forecast, cloudy skies tonight, a couple of scattered showers around, but most of the evening should be dry for most of us. 72 later on tonight. Hit or miss showers tomorrow, maybe a few peaks of sunshine. I don't think it'll be quite as bad as last weekend was, but certainly nothing to write home about. Tomorrow's high, 83 degrees. And then on Sunday, sunshine a little bit and some showers, high temperature 80. And improving weather as we get into Monday and Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, and it'll be warm. So Karen and Nolan, you can see that the folks are out here tonight enjoying themselves, but an umbrella might be a handy thing to have tonight.
Paul, can you hear us? Yes? Go take another pitch. 45 miles an hour is not good enough.
Okay, wait a second. Here we go.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. How about that
46.
one?
I got 46.
Okay.
Keep working on it.
Nolan Ryan,
Thanks,
sure. The Sports Watch is next with Tim Carlson and word of one of the NFL's top quarterbacks retiring.
Plus, Penn State celebrating 100 years of football excellence.
We think Dad's original and special mixed dry cat foods are terrific, but it means much more to hear it from you. This letter's from a cat owner in Ohio. She says her Max loves his Dad's original so much, he chewed a hole right through the bag. Now, we can't guarantee that kind of enthusiasm from your cat, but we do know one thing. Even the most finicky cats won't turn their noses up at Dad's special mix or Dad's original.
I haven't bought a Nissan in 5 years. One I have still works great.
I didn't buy the Nissan Sentra. I mean, it was great, but I found something I like even more. A Nissan Stanza.
See all the Nissans now during Nissan Appreciation Days. Larry Heron Williamsport, Bradley Lawless Scranton, and Fred Schuler Wilkes-Barre.
Some unusual circumstances around a retirement in the NFL.
That's a perfect way to describe it, Nolan. Absolutely perfect. It may not look like it on paper, but in reality, Washington Redskins quarterback Joe Theismann has retired after 12 seasons. Theismann actually asked Skins owner Jack Kent Cooke to put him on waivers. Now, that allows Theismann to collect $65,000 from the NFL for injury protection. Well, Cooke obliged today, putting Theismann on waivers. The pseudo-retirement follows a severe injury suffered by Theismann in a Monday night game you saw here on Channel 16 with the Giants. Theismann's leg broken in a gruesome-looking quarterback sack play. During his 12 NFL seasons, Theismann won the Most Valuable Player award after leading the Skins to a Super Bowl in 1983. The Skins made it to the big game twice under Theismann's quarterbacking. Now, guess what he's going to do after this? You're right. Go into announcing on TV. There goes another professional announcer's job lost to a former jock. All right. Penn State is really pulling out all the stops to make people sit up and take notice of its 100-year-old football program. Last night in Hershey, they kicked off a 3-night series of galas called the Century of Excellence Celebration. The big party's a chance for Penn State to toot its own horn and be proud of a superb football tradition. Tonight, the party moves on to Pittsburgh. Tomorrow night, it will take place in Philadelphia. And John Evans traveled to the Hershey Bash last night, and he has more on just how much fun the Nittany Lions folks are having this weekend.
The faces at the afternoon news conference were like a who's who of Penn State football nostalgia. Of course, there was head coach Joe Paterno and others. Charlie Pittman, the All-American running back of the late 60s. Chuck Burkhart, the All-American quarterback of the same time. Sean Farrell, the #1 draft choice, now playing with Tampa Bay. And retired linebacker Greg Buttle of the New York Jets. They were among many who took Joe Paterno up on his invitation to have a big Penn State party.
It's a chance for us to use the excuse for 100 years of football to get them all together and say, hey, we're proud of you, we're going to brag on you, and we're going to throw a party for you. And we're trying to pull out all the stops, Bob Hope and everybody else, so to get them to come back and to get them to feel pretty good about themselves.
For those players, it was a chance to gather again with teammates and to also share time with a man who helped not only shape their football careers, but their lives.
He issued me a challenge. He gave me the confidence that I needed. He made me believe in myself, and he let me know that he believed in me also. Those tend to be the things that motivate me and make me try harder.
He was never motivated to do anything based on somebody coming back and thanking him. Joe's the kind of guy who was motivated to do something because he thought it was the right thing to do. And when he sees guys successful in life off the football field, I think that's all he needs.
The night culminated with a huge dinner with the special guest of honor, Bob Hope. The football big names didn't stop either. Rosie Greer, Lenny Moore, Lydell Mitchell were among the special guests, participating in a night they won't soon forget. As you go past this Walk of Fame they have set up here, you see some of the highlights of Penn State's first 100 years. John Cappelletti's Heisman Trophy, the #1 trophy they won in 1982. And you wonder just what went into Penn State's first 100 years. Well, tonight they're here not just to honor those headliners, but to honor everyone that made Penn State's first 100 years that century of excellence. John Evans, Sports Watch 16, Hershey.
One game in Major League Baseball this afternoon. In the top of the 7th, the Cubs lead the Dodgers 3-0. And tonight on the update, back to a full night of baseball highlights.
Okay, looking forward to it.
Thank you. Every day of the year, they help those children who need it most.
And now the people of St. Joe's want to help more kids, and they need your support to do it. We'll tell you how you can help next.
Extra crunchy peanut butter for your extra special ones. You ought to know about the difference.
The difference is just peanuttier crunch. That says you mean the world to me.
It's the only crunch for your special bunch with that taste more peanutty.
She loves crunchy peanut butter with great big peanutty chunks. So it's got to be Jif.
Of all the big brands, Jif Extra Crunchy's got more bigger chunks, more crunchy peanut taste.
The crunchier Jif, it's in Jif.
Why do more people shop at the Tire Giant? Despite all the competitors' claims, why do people continue to buy their tires from a Tire Giant? And why do people continue to buy their tires from a Tire Giant even when the other guys are having a sale? Why do people drive as much as 100 miles to save at the Tire Giant? The next time you need tires, why should you go to the Tire Giant?
Right.
Enjoy, enjoy.
Finally tonight, Festival 86 is underway right now at St. Joe Center in Lackawanna County.
The center is raising money to help care for profoundly handicapped and mentally retarded children.
Newswatch 16's Mike Stevens is live now at the festival. How's it going, Mike?
Well, pretty good, Karen. Nolan, as you can tell, St. Joseph's Festival for this year is now 2 hours old. It started officially at 4 o'clock this afternoon and goes until 11 tonight and, of course, all through this weekend. It's all together now, but it took a lot of work to get it that way. Just before the festival opened, last-minute details were being tended to. Folks were making sure the White Elephant booth had just what you needed. And at the bakery stand, they were getting out what I'm told are no-calorie cakes. And we'll have to see about that. The money made here goes to help St. Joseph's Center. The place has already been found for those dollars.
St. Joseph's Center is a great benefit of this festival, and so much so that before we even start the festival, it goes into our July 1 budget.
It takes a lot of work to make sure the money figured in is there when it's needed. There's not one of the hundreds of volunteers who make the festival happen who will tell you it isn't worth it.
All right, that was a live report from Mike, and of course there's a lady sitting next to me that will also be at St. Joseph's tonight.
I'm looking forward to the food.
As usual.
We'll be there live from 8 to 8:30, a special program, so be sure to join us for that. But that is Newswatch 16 for tonight.
And be sure to join us tonight on the Update at 11 when we'll be showing you the dancing traffic cop.
World News Tonight is next with the ABC Person of the Week.
For the team, thank you for joining us.
Enjoy your evening.
When you see news in the making, Newswatch 16 wants to hear from you. Call 1-800-533-NEWS, toll free from anywhere in Pennsylvania. Call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 1-800-533-NEWS.